morning, afternoon. How are you, Christine? Haven't seen you in like
I
2 weeks.
know. I'm great. Just, settling in here. I know we missed last week, but you were on vacation, so I wanted to see how your vacation was.
Well, it went well. Started off where the plane was delayed for 3 hours.
Oh
So I just
no.
sat there in the plane for 3 hours. But the kids got to go in the cockpit. That was pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. The pilot was like, "Hey, you guys want to see the inside of here?" And they went in there, and that was really cool. It was a good time. Went and saw the mountains, and yeah, did a little horseback riding and some time sliding down the mountains in like a mountain coaster, some things like that. So it
Oh,
was
wow.
yeah, it was fun.
I love horseback riding. Is that something that you already know how to do, or was that like your first time?
I've never really ridden a horse in Texas. I know that makes me not very
Yeah.
Texan like. The only time I've ever done is when I've
Yeah.
paid to do it on like a vacation type thing where people will, I can get one of these very domesticated horses and ride on them there. So no. Now you endeavor to own a horse, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, you
right?
remember.
I
Yeah,
do.
because
I
where
do.
we live, there is some ranchers or cowboys around, and they will often ride around in their horse, and it never gets old to me. My dream is to own a horse as well, and we live on horse property, so we could do that. And I know you remember this. Sam was like, there's a
I do.
lot more to that, and you need to go and shadow under people that live their daily lives having to take care of a horse before we go in.
Well, yes, I do remember you want to do that, and I really want you to be able to do that. I'm told you can tell me if this is true or not that every young girl has this like horse phase that she really wants to own a horse, and maybe you never got out of that era or whatever. Is that true? Do you think every girl has like a horse phase that she wishes she could own a horse?
I don't know. I haven't talked to any of my other girlfriends that have told me they've always wanted to own a horse. They just laugh at the idea of me wanting one. So they've never shared the same like idea or sentiment at one time in their lives. So if they
Okay.
have, they've never shared it with me.
Okay. Well, they are potentially missing out if they are not taking advantage of the ability to own a horse. And you own the land already to be able to do this. So
I
come
know.
on,
So they,
Sam.
I know we could just all have horses on this property.
Yeah, you should do that. You should do that. Name it by the rumor. Name the horse by the rumor. All right. So we've been gone for 2 weeks, and Christine, obviously, you and I were holding the market back, right? Like
Right.
the market was kind of not doing much, and then we took 2 weeks off, and the market has went bonkers since. Do you think you and I are bad for the market? You and I on spaces or not spaces, but on live here are bad for the market.
We could be, but
Yeah,
then that's an opportunity for you guys to buy in when we
that's
are
true.
on vacation.
That's true. It's called buy the rumor. Whenever
Yeah.
we are on, it's people's chances to buy the dip, and then we talk
Yes.
about it on here, and maybe it creates a sell opportunity. Because anyway, let's hope the market doesn't go down for sure. But if you are new here, first of all, share out the link to this. You can find it on Christine's feed or on my feed. Let's get many people in here as possible. We are going to start off by talking here to Christine's left, your right of the screen. You can see the topics that we're going to talk about. Gosh, I see butt slapper on the loose, so that should be a fun one. We'll talk about all those topics right over there. And then we will talk a few birthdays. Christine's going to talk to us about some cryptocurrencies that she's got her eye on. And I am going to talk about a decentralized messaging app that was created by the creator of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. Okay, so I don't know if he was the CEO of Twitter for a long, long time. So we're going to talk about that and what makes that kind of special. So let's get this party started. There we go. All right. Do you agree, Christine, that the current administration is a little more crypto friendly than maybe the previous presidential administration? Don't you feel like our government isn't prosecuting as much as that last one did?
Yes. And I predicted this on the first term. I think me and you were talking about
Yes.
it, and you're like, he's not that crypto
Well,
friendly. But I saw the future, and I was like,
you
"Mm,
must have, because at the time I said, I think what I had said at the time is he's talking a big game, but I don't believe that he understands cryptocurrency. And to be honest, I still don't know that I think he understands cryptocurrency, but he's got people around him that obviously do.
right." I also agree with that. I don't think he fully understands it, but he's open to it, and that's all we need.
Right, right. Well, the last administration, the Biden administration, not only were they not real, they certainly weren't releasing Biden coin or anything like that, like Trump and Melania, but they also prosecuted basically anything that breathed crypto. Okay, they
Right,
would actually
right.
try to criminally go after them. And one of those people were the Kraken founder, Jesse Powell. Not related to Jerome, as far as I know. Wouldn't that be a story if the Kraken
I,
founder was like,
imagine, yeah.
it's like Jerome Powell's, love child or something. Anyway, they actually burst into his house. The Biden administration did burst into his house and completely, they went after him. So the FBI now has dropped that investigation into the Kraken founder. And they say this marks a significant step in the U.S.'s ongoing scrutiny of the cryptocurrency industry. I wonder if this is going to have bigger effects. Like, do you remember how Binance used to have like one platform and then we could all go to Binance and then all of a sudden it was, no, 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 nothing's legal here in the United States. We're going to have
Right.
Binance.us, right? And we had to have sometimes across the pond, they could trade things that we can't trade and then we could trade things that they can't trade. Anyway, it was very odd. Do you think maybe this more getting back to the wild, wild west of everything, maybe that just makes it easier for a business to be a crypto friendly business?
I think, so I was still stuck on how they barged into his house, but yeah, I think that this administration is just creating opportunity for everyone and others, like, from because people were jumping ship, and especially people that are heavily invested in crypto, they were starting to. El Salvador was very like open and crypto is open and crypto friendly, and a lot of people had incentives to like go over there. Or I even think Puerto Rico and like certain
Yeah.
places. But now I think because this administration's opening up more to these opportunities for crypto itself and for the people that are heavily invested or curious about it, I think we're good to go. And I think they want to be a place that is number one in crypto, right?
Well,
He said
maybe
that.
maybe crypto people that have invested in crypto and have some riches in crypto won't have to leave the country now because
Right.
a lot of people said, "Oh, I've got to move. I got to get out of the United States." By the way, see if this is where they were trying to bend the law to their will for the previous administration. It says the raid had nothing to do with how Powell operated his crypto exchange, but instead stemmed from a management dispute with an arts nonprofit that he founded. It was about some nonprofit to deal with the arts.
Yeah,
And
right.
now, right, exactly. It says, and because of this, they actually confiscated dozens of laptops and cell phones because of this management dispute.
Oh
And they
my gosh.
and
Come
now they've given
on.
all that. Yeah, now they've given all that back.
Wasn't
So
there the last administration they also prosecuted the Tornado Cash guy?
they did, but
Yeah.
I think they've let that go now too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, very interesting. All right, in the same vein, I had to look this up because I have AI kind of go and find some of these stories for me, and it said the Tomy launch is coming. Now, Tomy is a crypto native super app and integrates messaging, crypto payments, and identity management into kind of just a seamless user experience. I didn't know what this was, but I thought this was kind of interesting since when's the remember how we used to use the term Web3 like
Yes.
every day? And now not so much. I seriously, I even thought about changing my handle from the voice of DeFi to the voice of Web3. I decided not to do that. I still may change it someday, but I've got to be careful. I want to be careful with that. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't change it to the voice of Web3. Anyway, this Web3 super app, I actually looked into it and I looked into their website and it seems interesting. It's a messaging app where you can send, it's like, Christine, you're like, hey, voice, you going to do the fantasy football league this year? And you're like, you're going to need to send me, the money, the funds for it.
Oh, yeah.
And you can actually send crypto through there. Now they have a Tomi coin that you can do it, but you can also send it in ETH. It's decentralized. It's got messages in there. It's supposed to be secure. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting, but they're going to be launching this Tomi coin soon. I do not own any of this. I don't have insight into this. This isn't one of those things where like I've bought a bag and now I'm telling everybody to go buy it, so
Are
I
you
can
sure?
sell on top
I'm
of.
just
I
kidding.
am sure. I am very sure. You can check my wallet. I've got none. Maybe I will. I haven't looked into it enough to buy it on my own. But anyway, they're going to be launching soon. So good luck to Web3. You can tell they probably wrote this in a press release. Web3 super app. That's a little too many superlatives.
It's
said
too
about
like
them.
cliche.
Yes, yes, I completely agree. All right, next comes this. Finally, we get to talk about the real news stories here today. There is a butt slapper that is on the loose, Christine, and you've got to get. Oh,
What the
I'm
heck
going to
is
go
a
ahead and.
butt slapper?
Oh, I'm going to go with the pun that I was about to say. Is we need to get to the bottom of this. There is an unidentified man that's going around, I believe, in Boise, Idaho. He's going around on a dirt bike, and he's smacking and grabbing women's butts as he drives by. And
What?
several women have filed a report on as this is happening.
Oh, what?
Yeah, are we concerned about this? Are we concerned that a renegade butt slapper is around that's going around slapping women's butts? Is this what if this becomes like a pandemic around the United States that people going around on those little scooters slapping butts around?
We should be concerned if there's like some guy just doing that, but how has no one caught up to that guy and beat him up?
Well, he's on a little scooter, okay? Let me
So?
just read this. It says cops in Boise, Idaho say there is and it's in bold letters, serial butt slapper on the loose. He's been going around on a dirt bike, smacking or grabbing women's butts
Oh
as he
my.
rides by. All the butt slaps I like that term. All the
Oh
butt slaps occur
my
between
God.
June 18th and July 3rd. So he's cooled off on his butt slaps a little bit. They described him as a male in dark clothing. He wears gloves, so he doesn't just want to like feel the butt. He's okay with gloves. And a ski mask. They think it's a skull mask from Call of Duty. And a
Oh
security
my gosh, you guys find this guy. Find
Find
this
him.
freaking guy. Are you
Well, his face is covered. It's too blurry to watch, but they're hoping somebody recognizes him and calls him in. Okay.
Wow.
What would you do? You're sitting there. You're walking around L.A. There. Somebody on a bike comes by, just drives by, and they just slap you a little bit.
I
Would you run?
literally would run towards him, and I don't care if he's on a scooter. It doesn't.
Uh, would
It's
you
a
use your
weapon.
purse as a weapon? Would you like
I would
throw
use
your purse?
anything. I would use anything as a weapon, and I would literally grab the scooter and bash him in the head with it.
Okay, and then you would be like, this man right here, he's a butt slapper. He is a certified butt slapper, and he slapped my butt, and he needs to be arrested.
How
What?
come
What?
how come you have heard of this and I haven't, and I'm over here?
Because this happened in Boise, Idaho,
Oh,
not
okay.
in
I thought
L.A.
it was LA. Okay.
No, it wasn't in L.A. It happened in Boise, Idaho. I'm just saying, if it happened in L.A., what would you do? And it sounds like you've got a plan, which is chase down the butt slapper.
Yeah, and come on, you guys, in Boise, like there's probably less freaking traffic and people around. Like you could grab this guy. Like you guys
Get
need
him.
to.
Get him, Boise people.
That's crazy.
They should throw a potato at him. They always have those.
I was
around.
gonna
And
say that too. Like, come on, grab the potatoes.
grab a potato, throw a potato at him, and stop this butt slapping nonsense. All right, let's move on. Sailor's Bitcoin strategy. I've got a question for you, actually. I'm on vacation and I'm reading your feed, and you're telling me how you're making mad dividends from strategy. Okay, what's going on here? Because I actually have some thoughts on this.
Well, I would love to know your thoughts. I did go ahead and put like $500, I think, worth.
Okay.
A friend of mine had said, "Hey, have you heard of MSTY?" I was like, "Yeah, MSTR is, the
Mm-hmm.
actual ticker, and MSTY is like the options ticker."
Sure, sure.
Well, he said that the dividends are pay pretty insane, and he had $600 like that he had put in, and every month or something he was making like 60. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. That's like a really
It seemed outsized to me. It seemed like too big of a dividend for the 500 you were putting in. That's what
right.
it felt like.
I know. And then so I was like, that doesn't make sense. But he was showing it to me. He's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, he's like, yeah, and if it doesn't do well, it doesn't do well, but this is my dividend. And I was like, that's weird. And I was looking into it, and then I just threw the $500 at it.
Okay, I want to know if that happens. That sounds too good. That means in like 10 months you would make back your 500 or 20
Right.
months.
No,
Um,
ChatGPT, my best friend,
oh yeah,
I
your good
checked,
buddy.
right? I had to check. And they also agreed. They were like, it's volatile, but the dividends are insane. So I don't blame you for tossing your 500 in there.
Well, okay, so check this out. This is whenever I read this story, I thought maybe this is what Christine was talking about. Strategy Inc. plans to raise $500 million through a new IPO. So remember this, I'm giving you
Okay.
some alpha here.
Okay.
The ticker is STRC, okay, STRC. And they're going to do this to expand their Bitcoin holdings. Strategy isn't going to be, happy until they own all Bitcoin, it seems like, because they
I
just
know.
continue to get more and more and more. The move follows a $736 million stock sale, pushing its total Bitcoin stash to 607,000 coins. Okay.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So check this out. This is IPO that's coming out, STRC, and they'll be able to use the proceeds from this offering for general corporate purposes, including acquisition of more Bitcoin. So the question is, and I don't have the answer, should you buy MicroStrategy or should you buy this STRY IPO that's about to come out? I don't have the answer, but I'm just saying this may have a dividend with it as well.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, I would. I would.
okay.
And just before we go into the next one, I want to quote ChatGPT when I was talking about the
Oh, yeah.
MSCY.
Let's hear it.
And it says, estimated income growth scenario, income only $52 a month based on the current yield, steady cash flow of the $500. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. I mean,
That's
I'm
so
like,
crazy.
why not put in $10,000 into it?
Right. But because it's
And
so volatile, so if Bitcoin reverses sharply,
and
then
it will. I mean,
and it
it,
will. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know.
yeah, but gosh, at that rate, because I'm one that believes, and we've seen this happen time and time and time and time again, is I'm one that believes that it does go down sharply, but then it goes up sharply as well, and we've seen that multiple times.
Oh,
So
multiple times. Yeah. So it
yeah,
says hypothetically, a 20% BTC surge might result in a 30 to 60% MSTR gain, boosting MSTY's NAV
okay.
too. Yeah.
I'm interested. I really am. This sounds. I'm going to look further into this.
Right. You're like, I'm
And I,
about to toss 10 grand into it for a month.
and just see what the dividends are like. But this STRY I may look into
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. I have to put that in my.
Yeah. Put that in your little tickers to watch. And I don't know when the IPO is, so maybe we can figure that out. All right, next up, OpenAI, creators of your best friend, ChatGPT, they are partnering with Oracle to build a massive 4.5 gigawatt data center, which is similar to 1.21 gigawatts, if you know what movie that's from, bolstering its capacity for large language models. Do you know where 1.21? What if I said 1.21 gigawatts? Does that,
No,
does
what's
that,
that?
Christine, gosh.
I know.
It's Back to the Future. Like
Oh,
1.21
that's like
gigawatts.
gigawatts.
Yeah, he
Gigawatts.
mispronounces it in the movie. He mispronounces it and calls it a gigawatt instead of a gigawatt. But
Whoops.
anyway, yeah. So this is enough to
How
power
dare I?
DeLorean. Yeah, this is enough to power a DeLorean here. But it's a massive 4.5 gigawatt data center, bolstering its
Gigawatt.
capacity for gigawatts for large language models. Oracle, you got a ticker for me on there because they're partnering with OpenAI, who is not tradable. They is not a public company, but I
Oh,
do believe Oracle
RCL.
is. RCL. Did they do anything today? Are they up on the day?
Let's look.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. So I think part of what you and I do here with Buy the Rumor is we look at different either crypto or stock tickers, okay? And then we look at how pop culture or major news events is kind of moving those. Well, you've got OpenAI, one of the biggest large language model, carriers that there are. You already called them your best friend, and they're partnering with Oracle to be able to, expand what OpenAI is doing. So Oracle, if they have a good business relationship with OpenAI, to me, that's bullish. I say this as somebody that owns
Right.
zero
Was that
Oracle.
announced today or?
Let's see when the Source article came out. Source article was July the 22nd. Yeah, announced today.
Yeah, it's down today.
Oh, people are not, the market is not responding
Yeah,
well
how
to that
weird is
news.
that?
That is kind of weird. Or is it an opportunity,
Is it an
Christine?
opportunity?
Is
I
it,
would say it's an opportunity. Like, I kind of think it's cool that it's down.
there you go. Down might mean chance to buy the rumor. Okay.
Yeah, and then we go on vacation and then,
And then watch it. That's our secret. That's how
yes.
we afford vacations.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Next up, Consensus layoff. Are you familiar with Consensus? I'll tell you what I know of Consensus is they have their major party once a year in Austin, Texas, and all the big influencers there. And I always look and see if I can go. And of course, I'm not a big influencer, and it costs me like $700 if I want to make it in the door. And I never go to it. But that $700 isn't going very far because they're planning to lay off 49 people, or about 7% of its workforce
49.
as a part. Yeah, it's very specific,
Yeah.
as a part for a broader push for profitability. Here's why I kept this when AI goes out and finds some of these stories. Here's why I kept this on here. Do you feel like Web3 or crypto software, crypto, just anything, is starting to have a bigger push for profitability now? Because before, in the last cycle, we saw so many builders and so many companies come up and then just crash, right? But now that they are, the market is up, maybe some of these firms, some of these companies or developers are going to start saying like, we need some profit first. So they're laying off people so that they can be as profitable as possible. Do you think this is going to be something that's good? And to me, I think that is kind of good that they're making like prudent business decisions. Let's cut the fat. Let's get the Department of Consensus efficiency on this, and they can cut some of their bloat that they have on their payroll and be profitable. Is that not a good thing, or should they be keeping these 49 people employed?
No, that's a good thing. You have to move with what you're doing, and if that's going to lead to profit, and then hopefully later on they could rehire these people or just grow, but you just have to do that sometimes.
Yeah, I completely agree. Hey, have you ever, you're an entrepreneur, you've had employees. You ever had to fire somebody?
Yes, it's so
Ooh,
hard, especially because I feel like I'm so nice. So it's like it's not in me to be confrontational or bring bad news. Um, I usually look to Sam to kind of say it, but
sure.
once he starts, like I'll go. I feel more comfortable in. I don't want to introduce the bad news or the firing. Like I'll come in after he starts
So,
bringing.
okay, so sometimes you've probably had to do it because of performance. Have you ever had to do it because of business reasons? Of just like, hey, money's not coming in to be able to have your position anymore. Have you ever had to make a cut like that?
No.
Ooh, okay. So that's not that it's easy because firing people is hard, but
Yeah.
it's a little easier if it's like for cause, right? If you can be like,
Right.
hey, got to let you go. You kind of you were stealing tattoo ink or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, if it's just like, hey, got to let you go. Not enough people are coming in here for haircuts or whatever. I know you've got your hands in different things. That seems hard to me to be able to do, and
I
yeah, I
know
guess that's
it's
what
so
consensus.
sad.
It is because people rely on income, obviously. All right. Have you ever, you're over there on the border of Mexico, just like I am, or at least your state is. You
Yeah.
ever had a Mexican Coke that has cane sugar in it?
Yeah.
Do you
I
like
have.
it better?
I didn't, I'm not a super Coke drinker, but I did notice a difference. And then I always believed that we had way too much like chemicals in our stuff, like here in the US. So I
Right.
always appreciate tasting something from different countries that don't have like the extra stuff. So I believe that I made a comment like, hey, this tastes a lot different. It's better.
Yeah, I prefer it. So I go to a few taco stands around. I love like street tacos, and often they sell. It's a bottled Coke. You can see it's made in Mexico, and it says has real cane sugar instead of like high fructose corn syrup. But Coca Cola said on Tuesday it's going to add a cane sugar version of its trademark cola to its United States lineup this fall, confirming a recent announcement by President Donald Trump. Now, Christine, why is President Donald Trump making announcements on this? I really don't understand.
So I did see the announcement and I was like, oh my gosh, like we have so much going on, but okay, like you want to announce this about the cane sugar, which I think is on his, it's there on his desk because of RFK Jr., right? Like he's on
Probably.
top of all that. So he, an avid Coke drinker, I think Trump is an avid Coke drinker who's probably like, oh, I'm gonna tweet about this because I love Coke and I'm glad that they're gonna make it like the Mexican Coke, blah blah blah. Tweet.
Yeah, I know he just fires off tweet. Like whenever Biden tweeted, I thought that's not Biden. Whenever Trump tweets, I'm like, oh yeah, that's
Oh my god!
definitely.
Every time he tweets, I'm like, what? What?
Yes, yes. Well, get this. They asked them, Coke, if they were going to release a probiotic Coke, and they said that they have no plans to respond to do that just yet. But Pepsi did release their product with probiotics mixed in. Are you
Oh,
interested?
so I'm a fan of probiotics because of like all the benefits, but what are your thoughts since you're in the medical industry about probiotic Pepsi? That's like oxymoron-ish, right? Because
Right.
soda is not necessarily good for you, and then they're like, let's throw probiotics in to get the health nuts and to
Well, that's it. I think they're just trying to placate the health nuts. Because let me say this. The reason why you want to take a good probiotic is because in your stomach, that awful land of acidic place in your stomach, sometimes you can get out of whack of maybe you've taken antibiotics and it's killed a lot of the good bacteria, and then you take some probiotics and it kind of replaces those. Now, if you have a normal American Western diet and you're just pounding sugar all day, then you start getting
that's a lot.
bacteria in your stomach that can thrive in that high sugar content time, right, or area. I question Pepsi if what they're bringing. Oh, why is Batman making a?
Oh, he's just listening to you.
Oh, he's just listening. Okay, I like him. I feel like he's really listening attentively. The thing is, if we're giving probiotics in Pepsi, those bacteria obviously are able to withstand the rigors of carbonation, of high fructose corn syrup, everything like that in there. So it already is like designed to be able to stay stable in that environment. Maybe it's not the probiotics that we want in our stomach, right? We want to kind of recolonize our stomach, and already we're putting something that's probably not good for us, and then probiotics that can thrive in a not so good environment. So, excuse me. In my mind, I don't know that I'm real big into it. I don't know that I'm really for it. Maybe they've figured out a way around some of that, but yeah, I've got some serious questions about
Me
it
too.
first.
And for me not being a big soda drinker, and I try to be like health conscious as much as possible, is having probiotics in it that has benefits and stuff that isn't going to make me want to just like jump on the soda bandwagon either.
No, it's like now everything says it has protein in it.
I
About
know, it's
Yeah,
funny.
about 10 years ago, everything said it was low fat or low sugar, and they do whatever they can do to put stuff on the label to make a health nut, an uninformed health nut,
Uninformed.
by what's on there.
It still
All
says
right.
FBI drops probe of Kraken Pender.
Because it went to the top again. We got
Oh,
through
okay,
with our
okay, okay,
Coca-Cola
okay.
one, and it went to the top one again. See, I can change those. Like, watch, boom, 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 boom. Coca-Cola. There we go. See,
There you go. There you
feel better.
go.
Even in the upper right corner, it's got a bottle of Coke that's there in front of the map of the United
That's
States.
a good picture.
That is a good picture. Well, let's go back. I wanted a better booty slapping picture than this, but it does show a guy on a scooter in front of a red van that maybe that's the booty slapper. I don't know, but there he is in that picture. All right, with that, let's move to some Christine's Corner, who's got some stuff to tell us. Let's do this thing. Oh, no.
Christine's Corner, where the buzz is hot. Crypto trends or the latest pop plot. From gadgets that glow to stars in the sky. If it's on her mind, you know it's gonna fly.
In Indeed, it's going to do that. Oh, I've still got my 6G thing from last time. Let me change all that.
What the helly?
I know. What am I even doing around here? No, we've got a crypto watch list to be able to pay attention to. I called this Christine's crypto watch list. I thought about doing this weird pun of calling you like Christ meme, okay? And you were going to give like meme tokens. Maybe a
Chris
future
meme.
Christ meme. I don't know how. I couldn't quite figure out how to
That's
make
so
it work.
freaking funny.
Yeah. Maybe a future segment we do of Christ memes meme
Chris
tokens.
Memes Corner. Chris Memes
Chris
Corner.
memes corner. Yeah, it kind of works.
Kind of works. Kind of
I don't know.
doesn't. Kind of works.
Yeah, kind of doesn't. But anyway, I usually come to you on Sunday or Monday and I say like, hey, I'm going to need a topic for you. And you kind of surprised me this time when you were like, I'm going to give 10 cryptos that I've got my eye on. And I'm like, okay, I am all about this. You went to X and you said, well, you guys got your eye on. And some people answered you there. Well, I'm sure you added that to the mix of some of the things you've got your eye on. So what cryptos do you got your eye on here in this bull market?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. I did tweet out, hey, what do you guys have your eye on? Because I do want to bring some of that up. Doesn't mean I necessarily agree with it, but the top ones that people are talking about is, of course, XRP. That's like been the talk of the town. Like I would say that even people that don't know much about crypto, they'll tell me that they're invested in XRP. And I'm like, what made you invest in that? Because I hear it so often from like people that don't really know much about crypto. And they're like, oh, my friend told me, so I went and put thousands of dollars and that's all I have. And then I advise them to not just leave it on the exchange, and put it in a wallet. Yeah. Okay, so XRP is like the number one that people are talking about. XLM.
Wait a second, before you move on, now I'm gonna like give my comment on each of them as you go.
Yes.
XRP is one that from the beginning I was like, oh, I don't know, because they're trying to deal with banks and stuff, and it kind of almost goes against like the ethos of crypto. But just like you said, their community's like really strong. And I do see it almost kind of like Bitcoin, where over time, it's probably going to go up just over time. It's going to go down quite a bit. It's going to go up quite a bit. It's going to really go up and down whenever different, government decisions are made because of this. But in the end, the community's not going anywhere. And a lot of times that's what you're investing in is the community rather than the token itself. So, I may have poo-pooed on it at a time, and I don't know that I'm completely bullish on it, but I feel like on the whole, it probably is pretty healthy.
So do you hold any XRP is my question.
Zero.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to zero on XRP, and I'm so surprised that you and I don't have like a mini bag or something, because XRP has been the talk, and I think you and I agreed on the fact that we're like, oh yeah, if any crypto is going to get adopted by banks, it was XRP, because that was their selling point. And to us, we're like, why do we want to agree with anything the banks want? Like that's so silly.
Right, especially when you're just trying to make money. No, that's absolutely correct. It always went against the ethos of what I believe cryptocurrency is, so I kind of backed off of it. Maybe
we should have bought it though. Maybe when it was 50 cents, because I think that's what it. No, I think it was less when me and you started talking about crypto.
Correct, but I'll tell you, like my thinking of why I didn't, even though I didn't do this other thing, is you also remember that I said, hey, we're at the bottom of Bitcoin at one time, and had we went in then, it would have been a better use of our money.
I know. I'm so freaking pissed.
Hey, I gave you the alpha then. I didn't take my own alpha either, but point is, let's say you had $1,000 to put in either XRP at that time, okay, which is probably around 50 cents, or Bitcoin at that time, which was like 13,000. You would have done better with Bitcoin since then than you would have with XRP now. So yeah, it's still done better than Bitcoin is still done better than Ripple, than XRP.
I know, and at this point, I'm skipping ahead, but like a lot of times I'm like, I just need to pour everything, like just keep reinvesting and just transfer everything to Bitcoin and just keep doing that. I'm a firm believer on, I don't like to shoot out large, crazy, psychotic numbers, but $1 million, I see that in like Bitcoin in the future.
I've told you before, I don't think you're crazy. I don't think the $1 million is worth what it is now, but I don't think you are crazy. All right, let's not get stuck on those.
Okay,
What else
okay,
you got?
okay, okay. Okay, so XLM,
Lumen
comments.
Stellar. No, I don't have any. I don't have any.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily have a comment on it, but that was one of the ones I did see that that mentioned as a
Okay,
reply to you.
Soul.
Of course. I mean, I do own Soul. I think
What are your
anybody that's
comments?
been, I like Soul. It's volatile. Okay. And I'll tell you, here's a problem. I'll give you my biggest thought on
Go.
Soul. 4 years ago, there was the big crypto run then, and Binance was big. BNB. Okay. The Binance token was really big. And it took off. It was very low fees. And because of that, a lot of the meme coins at that cycle, we didn't even call them meme coins then, came from there because it was so cheap to be able to launch a project on in the Binance ecosystem. Now, well, wait, let me go back. Then that kind of went away because it just became kind of like the scam chain. Every scam token that was out there seemed to originate in the Binance ecosystem because it was so cheap to be able to put something out there. I think like I'm seeing the same thing in Soul right now. It's so easy and so cheap transaction fee wise to put out something. Pump.fun certainly is added to that. So,
So
yes.
his Trump coin.
So is Trump. Yeah, all of this. It's all based on Soul, any of these. So yes, if you are looking to try to get in the lottery of meme coins, Soul's probably a good place. Just know that though, it is the lottery, and you may just be paying the stupidity tax that comes with the lottery for sure.
Yeah, a casino. Okay, so
Hey, real
aside
quick,
from-
let
Oh, go ahead.
me interrupt you real quick because we do have some comments by Brandon here in our little chat.
Brandon.
Yeah. He threw out Chris Memes Presents. He likes that. And then his meme coins are Pingu, Sui, and then Based Fart Coin. He's looking at XRP price levels of $5, $8, and $12. And then he says Sui is the next Soul, which interesting
Oh.
enough, whenever BNB was real big, I can remember Soul being called the next BNB. So maybe Sui.
Yeah,
SUI.
maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't heard Sweet for a long time.
I haven't either, but that's whenever people make like big money, right? If you would have got in on Soul whenever it was really, really low, whenever you hadn't heard of it much, you would have done good now. So maybe now's the time. But
Yeah.
anyway, go on with your list.
Okay, so my personal list, and you know this, and we talked about XRP and Soul. I just feel like even though I don't necessarily hold much XRP, I do believe that because it's so exposed to just regular people and they believe in it, even though they don't know much, I think that it has a huge. Anyways, so Bitcoin, of course, Ethereum.
Yes.
I feel like that's my biggest holding. And then I'm gonna throw in Doge in there. I wish
Sure.
that Doge ran and did new all-time highs when we had introduced the Doge department in the government, and Elon was
Yes.
constantly tweeting about it. It has become like a household name because of the Doge department in the White House. I don't know if this is just a personal belief and I'm like being biased because I've been in since day one that I want it to run. I want to know your thoughts because I do hold.
So
Doge
listen, can
says.
you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay. My camera, I thought it was plugged in, but it said battery exhausted. So do you see how I'm frozen? I don't know.
Oh,
if
you
can see
are
that.
frozen.
I am frozen. So I'm still here. I promise I'm moving, and I'm a normal, I'm moving, but my camera is that battery
no.
exhausted.
At
So
least it didn't stop where mid ugly
yeah,
face.
exactly. Yeah, I don't have the derp look or anything like that. No, I'm looking okay. Okay, so out of the ones that you just said, I like Bitcoin.
Okay.
What else did you say? Oh, I like Doge.
Ethereum.
Well, wait a second.
Oh, I need
like-
your
I
Doge
like-
comment.
I'm giving it. I like Doge. I like Bitcoin. I like Ethereum. I do. But I'm concerned about transaction fees as it gets higher.
I know.
Let's say it goes to $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, which I think I've heard you say $10,000 before. Can you imagine how much it will cost to do a transaction whenever we've got a $10,000 Ethereum. Way too much, way too much. And because of that, I'm a little bit bearish on Ethereum to go bonkers, okay? Because every time it goes bonkers, it's going to self-correct because everybody's going to be like, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that sort of a transaction fee. I'm not going to pay that much for gas. So that's why I'm just a little cautious with Ethereum is gas. Now, I know Vitalik...
know.
Do you remember how long Vitalik has been trying to say, "Oh, we're going to take care of that. We've got this Ethereum."
Yeah, that's the
never happened.
number one obstacle that Ethereum has, and I don't understand why it's not just the priority on top of everything else. Like they announce like news and tokenizing, whatever, this and that, but hello, like change that out, and then everything it should run.
Yeah, completely agree. But
The new prediction, by the way, is 15,000. After the 5,000.
Let's
After
get
the
to
5,000 mark, it's 15. So I don't know what to tell you.
why don't we hit 5 first before we start? You know what? I'm going to make a new 20. This this is it's weird that I'm talking and I'm like completely still. It's weird.
I know. Okay, but if it did get rid of these high transaction fees, do you see it going to 15?
Then if it got rid of the high transaction fees, oh my gosh, it would the amount of price discovery action would be
Insane.
amazing. Insane. It might overtake Bitcoin.
And because that's our only obstacle, he just has to freaking fix that. And
well, this isn't a broken car. This isn't this isn't just take it to the shop and get it fixed. This may not have a solution to it, I guess.
No, there is.
I know. Here's what I would suggest. If you're really into Ethereum, find the best meme coins that are based in Ethereum and see if those go up, because those probably would go up. By the way, our good friend Brandon here also mentioned Pingu, okay?
Oh, yeah, Pingu.
Which is Pudgy Penguins. Says huge NFT, check. Physical toys sold at Walmart and Target, check. TV series, I'm not familiar with the TV series, but I'm interested. Games at arcades and casinos, and the new mascot of crypto, which may be a bit presumptuous to call yourself the mascot of crypto, but
he does a great job on marketing.
100%. So as far as meme coins, yeah, I do have a small amount of Pingu. I never have enough to whenever I see one of these. I always feel like I'm underexposed to some of these. But yes, I believe Pingu is going pretty high. And yeah, it's just got a lot of real world things going on with it.
With all the money we poured into NFTs, by the way, Voice, we should have went in on Pudgy Penguins. And I was holding the small ones. Like, what was it called? The mini ones. But anyways.
Pudgettes. I don't
and I sold it at like 0.5 ETH or something. Yeah, and, NFTs are running, by the way.
I know they're gonna come back.
But Ethereum ones are the ones that are really running too. I don't know which ones, but I was seeing that all over Twitter. That ETH.
I've
NFT.
still got a big wallet full of little Pudgies. Little Pudgies was what they were called, the little ones. Little Pudgies.
Oh yeah, and I had 2 or 3. And people were saying, hey, if that's like your introduction into the Pudgy Penguins ecosystem, just hold on. But, I was like, I can't be caught with the bag because I just kept getting caught with the bag and everyone was selling on me on every freaking NFT I had.
Yes.
And I just had to let go. But that was one of the ones. It always has to be, right? The ones that you actually think you're ahead of, they run. So. And
the ones that don't are stuck. But, all right. One more I want to mention, and then we'll move on. Do you have other ones that you want to mention, or you've got
quickly is Cardano?
Oh yes,
BNB.
Love it. Yep.
Polkadot. Okay. Avalanche and Litecoin.
Okay, I think yes, no, if I remember correct on the ones you just said.
Polkadot no, Avalanche no.
Avalanche yes, Polkadot no, and what's the last one you said?
Litecoin.
No. They are trying to be a privacy coin, and I'm all about that. So I like that. I think Avalanche is really positioned itself with gaming quite a bit, and I think there's a future there. I don't remember the other ones you said, but yeah, Polkadot I'm not real big on. I don't know that they have made their ecosystem as big as it should be. But the other ones, yes, I'm all about those. The last one I want to mention is the NAT token. I mentioned this before that it's
Oh
supposed to be.
my gosh, you're like a freaking shiller of Nat.
Well, but listen, I want to tell you something that happened this week that's big. So their idea is that they are going to be a additional subsidy for miners of Bitcoin, right? And it's always just been talk. But this week, one of the biggest mining pools in the entire world actually got their token, their NAT token, and sold it, okay? And made a profit by doing that. It's the first time that's ever happened from a major pool. So the use case for the first time actually happened this week. So it's still not on a major exchange. It's still, you have to buy it very oddly. You have to buy it in bundles. You have to buy like, $1,000 of it at a time rather than just saying, I'm just going to get a little bit of it. It's very convoluted right now in how you get it. So it's never going to really take off until they get that taken care of.
Okay.
But I'm just saying its use case actually was used for the first time in a major way by a major mining pool this week. So good on Nat. All right. Well, Christine's Corner, Chris Meme, that was a good segment. You should, maybe not a full segment, but maybe we should carve out a couple minutes for you each week to say some big runners or something that you,
that'd
you
be
think
fun.
are going. Okay. Also, yeah, you can all, I like how you put out a tweet of, hey, which ones do y'all want me to cover? I bet if you do that early enough in the week, you will get mega engagement on that because you'll get all the communities being like, oh yeah, talk about my community's coin, that sort of thing. So that might be good for eyes on the show too. All right. With that, I don't have many birthdays, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's just do a couple right here and do our birthdays. All right. Let me bring up my birthdays. You do not have a cheat sheet because I didn't give it to you anyway. So I didn't change anybody's name here. Let's talk about this first one. He would have been 74 today, and he's known for his improvisational skills, and he was in Good Will Hunting and was the voice of the genie in Aladdin. Who should have been 74 today if he didn't pass away?
Robin Williams.
That's correct. He would have been 74 today. Next, this is an American actor and music producer known for his roles in films like Black Hawk. I got to say that carefully. Black Hawk Down, Pearl Harbor, and Sin City. He was also 40 Days and 40 Nights. Who is the actor that is 47 today?
Who?
It's Josh Hartnett. Turned 47 today.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of him?
Yes.
Not 40 Days, 40 Nights. It's one where anyway. Next is John Lovitz, is 68. I'm not even going to ask you this one. A comedian, actor, and singer best known for his role in Saturday Night Live. He is in other shows such as The Critic, A League of Their Own, and The Wedding Singer. One of my favorite romantic comedies of all time, Christine, just so you can put that in your notes of what's one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. It's The Wedding Singer. And yes, John Lovitz is in that. Last one, like I said, we're going to go through these fast because these aren't very good birthdays as it is sometimes. CC Sabathia. He is 45, former American professional baseball player, played 19 seasons, primarily with the Yankees, 6-time All-Star, and won the 2007 AL Cy Young Award. Happy birthday to CC Sabathia. You are 45 today. Hey, what are you drinking, by the way? What are you drinking, by the way?
Brown sugar shaken espresso.
Shaken. Does that mean it has to be shaken and not stirred?
Yes,
Is that the way it works? Okay.
Correct.
That's very, very, very interesting. I'm not a coffee drinker. Maybe I should be. But
You're not.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't taste good to me. And to make it taste good, you have to make it so unhealthy that that I don't want it. So
yeah,
anyway.
I don't like super sweet coffee or anything. I like the smell and the taste of coffee. I didn't know that. I thought you drank coffee. So do you do tea?
More of a Red Bull guy. More of an energy drink person.
That's like Sam. Yeah.
I think Sam and I see the world very, very, very through the same set of eyes.
Yeah.
Through the same set of meta glasses, which I have those too. All right, let's move on to my segment, Voice Lessons.
Woo.
And I will turn this up right now.
Voice lessons, you'll hear it loud and clear. Tech and crypto wisdom, the truth is is here. Big thoughts, bold moves, cutting through the haze. When the voice speaks up, you'll be amazed. So let's
All right. I'm glad that we've got the side of my screen that's enlarged because it's my segment, but it's just me sitting still and I'm not moving. In case you're just joining, my camera went out and I don't know how that happened. It normally is connected to the wall. I guess it was just on battery today and it did not last. So, oh well. I will make sure that's plugged in the future. Maybe I tripped over a cord or something, but I can't go look into it right now. So that's live, man. That's the way it.
You
deals
could
with
do
online.
whatever you want because the video is just.
I'm actually shirtless at this point, right? No, I'm kidding. And no one knows. All right. What is BitChat Messenger? Have you heard about this at all? BitChat Messenger, Christine?
No, what's that?
Okay. It's very interesting. Jack Dorsey's latest brainchild is called BitChat Messenger. It's decentralized. So, if I send you a message through iPhone, through
Okay.
Messenger, right? It goes into Apple's cloud servers and it says, hey, how you doing? What's your topic for this week or whatever? It goes to their cloud servers. And then from that cloud server, it goes to your phone, right? So it's centralized. There's a central place that's holding all the messages. BitChat is not that. The issue with the centralized server is you might have government overreach, right? The government could go to Apple and say, like, what is the voice saying to Christine right now? And they could peer in and look at that. Well, BitChat is a little bit different. Let's say we had a protest that we were putting together, or we had calamity and the infrastructure for sending messages over centralized servers wasn't there. BitChat avoids that. And here's how it does it. It does it via Bluetooth. So check this out, Christine. Somebody could be 100 feet from me, and I could send that message to them 100 feet away via Bluetooth. And then they could have somebody that's 30 feet from them, and it would send that message, and then it could go up to 7 hops away. And now I'm sending messages all through LA, right? And it
That's
never
weird.
hits. Well, I can't send it from here, but let's say I was already in LA, right? You could send it out messages, and it's just hops from phone to phone. It makes a mesh network of just Bluetooth devices. So now if I'm let's say in LA, I know this is crazy, but let's say y'all had a riot in LA. Y'all have never had that, right?
Come on, we're known. Known for crime.
That's why I chose that. Don't y'all have like annual riots or something? But anyway,
that's our thing.
That's our thing, right. Yeah, if there was a riot and you're like, gosh, I'm needing to send messages, but the riots have knocked out the towers, you could send via this BitChat, and it's just going to hop via other people's. Let's say you and I were buildings away from each other, and I'm like, are you safe? Right? I could send this message via BitChat, and it's going to hop from other people's phone to eventually land on your phone. And you, if you're in the middle there on one of those hops, you can't read the message, right?
Oh, that's different.
It is different. I like it. Jack Dorsey whipped up this as a weekend project with Goose, an AI coding assistant. Okay, he did it as a weekend project, which this is really cool. So why could this pop off? Well, it's perfect for protests. Think Hong Kong in 2019, where similar apps have kept people connected despite blackouts, because Hong Kong actually, tried to keep that from happening. Could be good in natural disasters. Could be good if you're at a festival. You're a festival girl, right? Don't you sometimes
Yes.
go to some festival concerts?
Yes.
How's the Wi-Fi there?
It's trash.
It doesn't work, right? So like you're
Right.
trying to send a message and there's too many people trying to do it at one time and you can't send it. Well, now you're at a festival and you've got BitChat. It will just hop from person to person until it gets where it needs to go because everybody's got their phone out that is Bluetooth enabled. So it makes messaging in a festival easy, okay? So I've said all the good things. Now let me say the bad things about it, okay? It's, from a security standpoint, it's got major holes.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Like, how do hackers take advantage of it?
Correct. Someone could pretend to be you and then send a message as you, right? So there's no way to confirm that it's getting where it needs to be, right? And even Jack Dorsey said, this is a quote, yeah, it's not battle tested. You can actually download the source code for BitChat. It's on GitHub right now. Everybody can see it. This isn't like it's some behind closed doors. You can actually see the code, okay? He put it out on iPhone where you could download it in a test group for 10,000 people. And it took about 2 hours, and that whole 10,000 was taken up. As you can imagine, since Jack Dorsey is Jack Dorsey, probably has a big following. And people immediately downloaded it. You can get it from GitHub right now and sideload it onto an Android phone already right now. So could this be a genius thing, or is this just never going to see the light of day? I don't know, but I know in today's times, anything that's decentralized, that doesn't have that central server, usually has a leg up on everything else. And now that I mentioned the festival thing, I feel like you could use this if you're ever at a crowded place like a festival or a riot, since you find yourself in the middle of
Both.
both. Right.
I think that is such a cool innovation. Like, I wonder what, it's something that we think about all the time. Like, there has to be, with all this technology, it has to be something better than what we have now. So that's cool that it was just a weekend project and he came up with this. The only thing is, innovating all this stuff, like, we need to make sure it's like hacker proof. And I don't even know if that's possible to do something like that, but hackers are able to just get into everything. We just had a huge cyber attack, right, on Microsoft or something like that this past week.
And then MGM last year. I mean,
Right.
yes, obviously, if hackers can do it, they will. So, yes, I don't know that it's good for like just regular everyday use.
Yeah.
But festivals, for me, I don't find myself at festivals, but I do find myself at sporting events often. I could see a use for it in sporting events, right? Because it's the same issue at sporting event. The Wi-Fi isn't good. The cell service isn't good. It's hard to send messages because of that. BitChat could kind of solve for that in theory. So yeah, I do think it's got its place. And the place doesn't need to be that you're saying anything secure, right? If you're saying something that you don't want peering eyes.
Send your passcode.
Exactly. Yes, don't do that. But if you're just saying, hey, I'm sitting over here by the hot dog stand, come meet me because I can't find you. Yes, that seems like a good use of BitChat. So pretty cool either way. I always feel like on my segment, I like to put everybody up on something that maybe they didn't know about before. And I didn't know about this before. So I wanted
Very
to
cool.
see
Want to
what people
invest.
thought.
Want to invest.
Well, I don't think it's investment. I don't think it's investment. I'm back to my chat window. Brandon was all over Robin Williams, by the way. He did know that was Robin Williams immediately.
Good.
So
Good.
Good for him. So yeah, I may check out BitChat. This was a good episode, except for my camera going out. This was some good talks. I really like that
look the same.
Well, I'm frozen. Maybe I'm actually frozen and I'm just not moving. Maybe that's an actual live video, and
you're just. It's some TikTok trend
of just staying still while you're talking. That would be a weird TikTok trend, but I will make sure my camera stays plugged in. And yeah, we'll figure that out next week. It's never happened before. We're on episode 18, and I've had 17 episodes where that doesn't happen at all. But that's okay. That's okay. All right. Well, we will be back. I don't have any vacation plan next week. Do you?
Next week, I do not.
Okay. See, we will be back for episode 19 next week. We can talk about this offline. I want us to have maybe change up our segments a little bit. I like Chris Meme's meme token talk. I don't know. I want to change a few of
Hold
our
on, breaking
segments.
news.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
This is so sad. Alexander just said Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. No.
Oh no.
You know what's crazy is I just read an article that him and Sharon Osbourne have a pact that when it's time they're going to Switzerland and going into that pod and dying together.
So what's going to happen now to Sharon?
Yes, that's. Oh my
no.
God! Rest in peace. How
Wow.
sad.
That's crazy.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
that's crazy. Is it Sharon Osbourne? Or, no, maybe it's her children. They look very different than they did on Meet the Osbournes.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Think the Ozempic or the surgery got. I mean, and sometimes sometimes for the better, if I remember correctly. But anyway, yeah, they look very different. But rest in peace.
Oh my God!
Rest
How
in peace,
sad.
Ozzy.
1948 to 2025.
Wow. Wow. Eating the head of a bat did not kill him, but I
No.
guess just I don't know exactly
You know,
what.
we need to figure out that pact. Like, is she gonna go ahead with that pact and go into the pod and
My guess is no. My guess is no.
Ooh.
This is you heard it here first. She is not going in the pod.
wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Well, way to end the show on a
I
down
know.
note, Christine.
I'm so sorry, but it's just so sad.
Golly. All right. Well, nonetheless, notable figure. Not sure what stock. We do talk about pop culture, so that does fit into that. Not sure what stocks that moves, but
I know.
yeah, very crazy. All right. Well, with that, I'm going to play this outro. We will be back next Tuesday for episode 19. And then after that, we're going to get into episode 20. Who would have thought we could make it 20 episodes? But here we are. Until then, we will see all you guys. Share this out, by the way. Share this out. I'm giving a big peace sign. No one knows it, but I'm giving a big peace sign as well. But share this out. Let's see if we can get more people listening, even if they're not here live. Till then, we are By the Rumor. Peace.
Chasing the thrill of the digital hive. Stocks attacking a renegade code. This is the path where the bold explode. Behind the charts, the story unfolds. Fortunes are built in the data it holds. From crypto skies to entertainment streams, pushing the edge, chasing dreams unseen. By the word, the story unfolds. Fortunes are built in the data it holds. From crypto skies to entertainment streams, pushing the edge, chasing dreams unseen. By the rumor where the silence screams, in a world of risks and electric dreams. Take on the future, take the ride. Sharp minds up on the darker side. Sharp minds up on the darker side. Charts don't lie, but the faces do. Watch the market sway like it's testing you. Because its currency is hard to ignore. Behind locked doors lies so much more.